Hey everybody. I'm just getting things set up. Give me just a second here. Need that light, please. Okay. Hey there. It's Wednesday, April the 1st, and I'm cooking dinner with you. No fooling. Have you done any April Fool's jokes? Played any tricks on your loved ones today? If so, and they were funny and nice, let me know. This makes a lot of noise. Sorry. Hey, pretty. I was hoping you would be here. How are you? How's it going in your neck of the woods? I don't know where you are, actually. You don't have to tell me, but how are you doing? Are you able to get groceries and that kind of thing? So my husband is here. So if you see Chris Hines pop up in the chat, that's him. Pretty, you're doing good. Good. I hope that means you're healthy. You have what you need. Family's doing okay. So I am cooking. I'm just cooking some ground beef right now. We're having soup tonight. Pretty's quarantined at home, aren't we all? I actually have been trying real hard to stay away from the news, but it seems like most of the country, lots of the world actually, is quarantined under stay-at-home orders. So honey, you have to chat. You have to make a comment. Oh. I've got my trusty assistant over here not assisting very well. I have to give him some instructions. Okay, he says hi, so then I can make him a moderator. Oh, I must have already made you a moderator because it says remove moderator. Okay. Yeah, what are you doing with all your time at home? I've definitely felt like baking. We've had lots of goodies, haven't we, honey? Creating new recipes, which that's a lot of what I do for my membership, and so I'm kind of getting ahead on that, which is really nice. So dinner tonight, I had out a casserole, like a baked spaghetti kind of thing, that I pulled out of the freezer for my family, but it was still rock hard. It was totally frozen, so I was going to make myself some soup because I just wanted the broth for health purposes, and my mouth is kind of sore today from my new Invisalign trays I put in, so I just wanted something soft. So we're all getting my soft soup tonight. Pretty, you're cooking with your kids. Great. I need to cook with my kids, but I don't like to because they're messy and it's not very fast, but I need to do it. So you are good. Angie says she baked banana bread 2 days in a row. That's fabulous. That was something I just read today in the paper. They said something you should stop. One of my children walked by and gave me a grouchy face, I guess, because I was talking about that child. They were saying to stock up on bananas because of all the yummy stuff you can do with your bananas if you don't happen to eat them before they start to turn black. Banana bread sounds good. We actually just had a bunch, so I don't have any. I don't have any bananas. Nobody in my house eats them right now, so I only buy them when I want to make banana bread. Chickpea curry. Pretty, that sounds fancy. We don't do a lot of curry in our house. I actually have some turmeric in my soup tonight. That's about as close to curry as we get. But I don't think I've ever had really good curry, and so I think maybe that's my problem. It's not a flavor I grew up eating, so I just haven't developed a taste for it. And like I said, I don't know that I've ever really had good curry. Christopher says he likes banana bread and pumpkin bread. He likes it all, honestly. I think maybe twice I've made something that he didn't like. He's not particularly picky. He's, let's see, how do I say this? He's opinionated. He's laughing. He knows it. He's opinionated. He's a test engineer, so he finds fault with things for a living. Um, but he's not picky. He eats pretty much whatever I make. Angie says, vegetarian enchilada casserole in the oven. That sounds good. It sounds like y'all are doing a good job of cooking and taking advantage of your extra time in the kitchen. So far, we've been able to eat pretty well because I've been able to find most things. And I had ground beef in the freezer and I had chicken in the freezer. But I will tell you, I went to the store last Wednesday, was the last time I went, and there wasn't any chicken and there wasn't any ground beef. And so I still have a little bit, but that is something I'm thinking about, you know, going into the future if things stay like they are. But I have some fish right now. I have canned fish. I've still been able to find eggs. So we won't be without protein, at least not for a while. Just may not be exactly what I want. I've just been really craving comfort food. How about you guys? I mean, really, really comforting things. And I'm seeing that across, you know, social media. There's lots of baked goods and cheesy casseroles. I'm seeing a lot of that kind of stuff, which, you know, is fine. That's fine. Still try to make a good choice. Include those veggies. That's why we're having soup with all the broth and stuff. I'll tell you the rest of our dish. So this started out to be, I was going to call it macaroni and cheese soup because I really wanted soup and I really wanted mac and cheese. I was like, oh, let me just make mac and cheese soup. But I had to put some vegetables in it, so I got a lot of vegetables in it. And then when I was going to have to feed everybody, I thought, well, I really need to put some meat in it. I would have been okay with just the protein that's in the broth. But I knew my family would be saying, where's the beef? So I just grabbed a package of ground beef out of the freezer. And so I'm cooking that. And I actually started my soup earlier in the day. Vegetables and rice. Mexican food could be spicy, yeah. Angie says the quarantine has me eating everything. I'm assuming, Angie, you don't mean that you're eating all the vegetables and all the fruit. I know I certainly feel like that as well. Like if I started, I'm like an all or nothing kind of person, which is why I'm doing really well with intermittent fasting. It is easier for me to eat nothing until late afternoon or even dinner time than it is for me to control myself. And I mean, I think that's just the way I'm wired, but I know other people are like that too. So I just love intermittent fasting. I just say, no, it's not time for me to eat yet. I'm just having nothing. And it's been working really well. And supposedly it's great for your immune system. So anything for the immune system these days, right? But, you know, if you have your almond flour and your foam shortening and maple syrup, maybe some good quality chocolate, you can make some really great paleo treats. I've got lots of videos for that kind of stuff. Coming up at the end of this month, I'm making sticky toffee pudding in the Instant Pot. It's so good. I just made it again because I needed to get instructions for how to make it in the oven in case somebody doesn't have an Instant Pot. So we just finished one off and it's really rich. So I gotta wait a couple days before I can make another one. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. Yeah, Chris asks, is anybody having trouble finding any food? How about toilet paper? Who has toilet paper? Are you stocked up? I saw a friend of mine posted on Facebook today, and she does not live here. I actually don't know where she is, the Midwest someplace. That she was at Walmart, I think, and there was a whole bunch of one brand of toilet paper, and she was asking if anybody needed any. So that was really nice. So it is popping up. It's popping up for sure. We have some right now. They had it last week when I went out, so that was encouraging. I got some for my parents and some for us. So I'm almost done with my ground beef here. So let me tell you what I have on the stove. I'll bring it over in a minute. So I just defrosted some broth, some of my chicken bone broth from the freezer, and I cooked my pasta in it. I cooked a whole box of gluten-free pasta. Let me see. There's so many gluten-free pastas these days. This is the one that I've been buying that does not upset my stomach. It's the Simple Truth Organic. This is Kroger, which we don't have Kroger anymore, but Kroger's the parent company of a local grocery store that we have. And it's made with organic brown rice flour, amaranth flour, and quinoa flour, and that's it. And this one, my digestive system handles that one really well. So I cooked a box of that. I probably didn't need to do the whole box, but I just did. I cooked the box of that in my broth so that I wasn't introducing water or anything without flavor. And then also that water, the starch from the pasta would add some thickness, creaminess to my soup. And then, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I always saute my vegetables. Always, always, always. So normally I would have this beef and I'd be chopping on my vegetables and I would put those vegetables in with the meat. I didn't do that. I just chopped them up and I put them in the broth. And I did onion, mushrooms, carrots, celery. I was going to do garlic, but I got lazy, so I just put garlic salt in. Yeah, that's it. I was going to put in zucchini, but I had it cooking for a long time. I need those veggies to be really, really soft right now. So that's why I just put them in my broth, and it's been simmering for about 2.5 hours. And I added some almond milk just to increase the volume a little bit. And that's it. Salt, not even pepper. So my stomach's been bothering me a little bit. I have Crohn's disease. And so when I start to feel like, I'm not feeling super great, or I'm more sensitive, like I ate a really big salad the other night and I had a whole bunch of raw stuff in it, cauliflower and snap peas and just a whole bunch of vegetables, and it just made me feel terrible. So when that happens, I know it's time for me to kind of dial back and be careful. So I'm really only eating a few types of vegetables right now, and I have to cook them really, really, really well. So that's what I did. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. So did I just spill that?
Yeah, that's okay.
I spilled it all over my shoe. There's not that much volume in here. I don't know why it spilled, but okay. You know, if this were not YouTube Live, I would be stopping and I would be cleaning it up because I can't stand to leave the mess. But because we're live, I have to pretend like it doesn't bother me. So I know you can't see it, but it's just broth with a bunch of vegetables, and I put some turmeric in it because, again, I need that turmeric right now to help get my gut in a healthy place. So I'm going to put my ground beef in, and then I'm going to make a cheese sauce in my pan. So I could just add, let me just put this here. I could simply add the cheese right into that soup, but it would probably be clumpy, and I just want, so I'm going to go ahead and make a nice little cheese sauce right here in my pan, and then I'll add that into my soup. I need just a teeny bit of oil because that grass-fed beef, it's really lean. There was just a teeny bit left in that with avocado oil. So that was just a tablespoon of arrowroot and this little bit of oil. I need a little bit more. So I'm just making like a basic roux. You know what, honey? I need my almond milk out. So I'm just winging it. This isn't a recipe. I'm just winging it. I'm just kind of making up what sounds good to me. Yeah, it's in this fridge right here. He's having to walk around. So you can follow along, and I don't know, if it turns out really great, I guess I should write it up. So just like you would normally make any kind of cream sauce, you have your fat, you add your flour, your thickener, and then some liquid. In this case, I'm using this almond milk, which I used to buy it from Whole Foods, a carton of almond milk like this that has really clean ingredients. The thing you really want to steer clear from is carrageenan or carrageenan, depending on how you say that. And they have a good one at Whole Foods, but a couple times ago that I was shopping from Thrive, this popped up in my little feed of things that they were recommending for me. And it comes in a 6-pack. I think you got 6 of these. And it's good. It's good quality almond milk. It has good ingredients. And I like it. It was a really good price. So I was happy to find that. Thrive is a online, like, healthy grocery store, and they ship to your house, which is fabulous right now. I went to place an order on Sunday. I actually got a notice that said, we are closed. We are not accepting any orders until tomorrow. They have received so many orders. But then I was able to go in on Monday and place my order, and it hasn't shipped yet. It's Wednesday, right? It probably won't ship for a week, I'm guessing. So I just am going to keep adding almond milk until this sauce is not too thick. I put in a tablespoon of arrowroot, so it should take about a cup of the milk. You just want to look at it and use your best judgment. Let me clean this off though, because I have a lot of it on my... I saw Pretty said creme brulee. Are you asking for creme brulee? Oh yeah, I love creme brulee because we can, if we eat out and there's a gluten-free dessert, it's either the chocolate torte or creme brulee, right? And I love creme brulee. That would be my first choice because I'm not the biggest chocolate fan. But when I want dessert and the only choice is chocolate, then I will take it.
What was your favorite flavor, creme brulee?
We had an orange creme brulee someplace.
Yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
that was
even at Disney World. I've made creme brulee before. It's not hard. That was a lot of cheese. There were a couple slices of Swiss in there that had been hanging out in my fridge that needed a home. There was a little bit of Parmesan. Again, we were down to just that little, almost just the rind of the parm. So I shredded that up. And then it was primarily grass-fed cheddar. Grass-fed dairy does not seem to bother me. So I'm thankful for that because I loved it. Have you stocked up in lieu of COVID-19? Are you asking me if I've stocked up for the virus, Pretty? I assume that's what you're asking me. I stock up all the time. You know, whenever, as a matter of fact, I stock up so much that our freezer is almost always full, and it's sometimes a problem. Like when I run out of broth, it's like, oh, I really need to make broth, but there's no space in the freezer for me to put some broth in. Chris is laughing because he knows this is the case, but you know, it's expensive to eat this way, and so when something is on sale, I buy it, and I probably don't have a need for it, but I always make my list. I make my meal plan. I make my list. I go to the store. I get what's on my list. But then if they have, I don't know, almond milk on sale, I buy it because it's shelf stable and I know that I'll use it. Or when the grass-fed beef's on sale, I buy like 10 pounds and I portion it out. So I always stock up. I have not done a whole lot to particularly stock up for this. I've just gone to the store. I've primarily focused on buying fresh fruits and vegetables. My kids eat a ton. I mean, they eat a lot. And so, like I tend to say, you got to have a healthy thing before you can have an unhealthy thing, which I buy Cliff Bars and, you know, those kinds of things. They have a lot of sugar in them, but they're better choices. But, I mean, I buy chips. They eat stuff like that. But if I have apples and oranges and carrots, they love clementines. They'll eat all that stuff happily. They won't complain. Freezer's always full, but seems to be missing ice cream. If I buy ice cream, so I made a deal with my daughter that if she learns some of her Latin vocabulary, I buy a quart of ice cream or a half gallon, whatever. Well, so she did great. That's a big motivator for her. She earned that ice cream and I bought it and it was gone in like 2 days. So I can't buy it all the time. Okay, so my cheese sauce here is nice and smooth. It has little bits of brown in it. That's just the beef because I didn't clean my skillet well. So I'm going to pretend that I'm super strong right here and pick up my skillet. I'm going to dump the cheese sauce. I should say pour. I'm going to pour the cheese sauce into the soup. Let me move it to that one because I don't have that other burner on. And let's hope for the best because this incorporates well. I'll show you. I'll scoop some up and I'll show it to you. I gotta taste it too. So one of the things I can't have right now, trying to kind of get my stomach all healthy, is black pepper. So I need to be real careful with my seasoning, make sure it has some. 2 teenagers, 1 box of ice cream. Yeah, we don't get a whole lot. Oh, you know what I need to add in is my pasta. So here's my pasta, this fusilli, is that right? I would love macaroni. I've never found gluten-free macaroni, but I'll tell you what, the stores now tend to have lots of different types of gluten-free pasta. And if you go to different stores, they carry different brands, as I know you know this. And I find all kinds of different pasta. I cannot do chickpeas. I just can't do legumes, period, across the board. My body does not tolerate them. So the chickpea pasta, there's a lot of that kind of stuff right now. I can't do any of those. My kids were super suspicious. They were asking what was for dinner, and I was trying to explain it. Of course, they're always suspicious. But I think they're gonna like this. It looks yummy. I might add a little bit more of this almond milk to just make it a little bit frothier. How's everybody doing in your house? Are your kids doing okay? My kids are doing great, honestly. I mean, they have lost so much, all their activity. Will you make sure it's still going?
It's still going.
Okay. All right, it messed it up for me. Okay. Yeah, it's messed it up for me. Remind me to call him back. When I get ready to say goodbye, somebody leave a comment and say, call your dad. He called me earlier because he was going through old recipes. My dad loves to cook. And he found where his mother, who really did a lot of teaching me how to cook, he found that she had written down her pie crust recipe and given it to my mom twice. And my mom has always said she can't make pie crust, so that was pretty funny. He thought that was hilarious. He's like, she always said that she didn't know how to make a pie crust, and here I have proof that she has grandma's recipe not only once, but twice. So he's probably calling to tell me that he has found some other amazing thing. Chris asked if there was a food from restaurants you were missing. Pretty says not really. Yeah, us neither. Us neither. Is that proper grammar? We only ate out typically on Sundays when the kids would go to youth group. We would go out to dinner. And there are just a few places that we can go safely. And so it's not anything unusual, you know. Probably the most unusual is this place called Bar Taco, which you might have that where you live. They have some really yummy tacos. This fresh tuna one that I love. But no, we eat pretty well at home. I know you can't see this soup, but it looks like this. It's just all these vegetables, pasta, this creamy. I'll grab my phone and show it to you when we're done. I need to taste it here. I haven't gotten my feedback. Is it working for you?
Yeah, it's got a little hung now though.
So I'll tell you what, cooking in broth instead of water makes all the difference in the world. That has great flavor. I'm thinking that some kind of herb would be really great in it. The only spices I've added are salt and garlic salt. So maybe thyme. I know one of you, I think it was Stacy, said she didn't like thyme. I don't really want oregano with this. I'm just going to leave it plain, but some kind of fresh herb would be really yummy in there. So that's what we're having tonight, sort of beefy mac and cheese soup. I think my thing is all messed up.
It's working.
It is working?
Yeah.
Tell me if there's anything that you want me to make, or if there's something that you'd want to make together and we can plan another live and cook together, we could bake together. Let me know what you would like to see. There's this one channel that I've been watching called Flav City, and he does a lot of grocery store tours. And I thought, oh, that would be great. I'll do that. But he's done them so well. We'll let him do the grocery store tours. So I do recommend that you watch that channel, Flav City. Let me type it in. So he's in Chicago. So I do think his stores tend to be stocked with things that we don't have here. But anyway, it gives you a good idea. He goes to all the stores, Costco, Aldi, all the big chains. Ooh, pretty. Are you making chicken pork pie? Chicken pork pie. I have never heard of that. Can you describe it to me? Is that something you're saying you'd like for me to make, or just something that you like? Clarify that for me. I've never heard of that before. But I like chicken, and I like pork, and I like pie. So that sounds amazing. Let's see. Oh, I did have a whole agenda of things I was going to talk about, things I was going to ask you about. Anxiety. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you could follow Our Paleo Family on Facebook, and I post a lot of stuff there. Today, the lady who started Functional Medicine Coaching Academy, the school I went to for functional medicine health coaching, she wrote a book about relaxation techniques, specifically related to breathing, and she just gave it out to everybody for free. And so I shared it over there on Our Paleo Family. And I'll tell you what, I was a skeptic in breathing techniques until we started really practicing it and learning it in school. And it's just one of my favorites now. Other than praying, breathing is my go-to for relaxation whenever I start to get stressed. Okay, so thought that was something we could do together. Chicken pork pie. So maybe I'll just Google that, Pretty, and see what that is. Or do you mean chicken pot pie?
I was asking about that, just make sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm thinking maybe you mean chicken pot pie. I love chicken pot pie, and I've made it a couple times on here, but I would be happy to make it again. So back to things that I wanted to talk to you about. Keeping your anxiety low and your stress low is important, because when our stress is elevated, then we are more susceptible to getting sick, and you certainly do not want to be susceptible to getting sick right now. So other things you can do if you're feeling stressed: exercise, eating well, maintaining relationships the best you can with all of these, internet streaming things that you can do to see your people face to face. Getting the toxins out of your home. If you go to the store and you buy a cleaner, look for one that is free of phthalates and parabens and that kind of thing. So just all the functional medicine stuff. Keep doing the functional medicine stuff, and you'll just be so healthy. There'll be no space in your body for that mean old coronavirus. Okay, Pretty says you're right, chicken pot pie. Great. Yeah, Chris says we've been weeding the garden because we had this crazy warm weather in January. All the weeds came to life, and we were growing this great harvest of weeds in the backyard. And so we've been really working hard to get the weeds gone so that we can have vegetables in our garden and flowers and things. So it gets us outside, it keeps us in the confines of our property, and we're working on the yard, so that's been really good. Okay, so my supper's ready. I'm going to grab the phone in just a second. It's going to be a little shaky, so sorry, but I'm streaming from the phone. So I'll bring it over and show you my soup. And I will get on the calendar a chicken pot pie live, and I think I have everything to do that. I'll have to double check, and we may improvise just a little bit, but that would be a fun one to do together. So thanks for that idea, Pretty. And it was great to chat with you. As always, I love talking to everybody. I hope you're doing well. If you have other ideas for videos you'd like to see, let me know. What came out today was really intended to be an Easter recipe, and I mean, we're not going to be able to get together with our family for Easter, but maybe we'll just celebrate later. So that's kind of what was on tap already, that deviled egg potato salad. Next week is a ham in the Instant Pot. And I don't even remember what's after that. I can remember 2 at a time. So I think that is an achievement for me. And I am remembering that I need to call my dad. So that's a double. So thanks for tuning in with me today. I hope you have a yummy dinner. I hope you stay healthy. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Oh, I'm going to grab the phone and I'm going to show you my soup. Am I showing it? There we go. Can you see it?
That's good for you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.